We are live. Okay. So, I'll wait just a minute or a couple of minutes, but while we're waiting for people to pop on. Oh, look, we already have 8 people on here. Yay, y'all found us. I'm so happy. I was like, I don't know if they'll find us yet. Y'all say hello in the comments as soon as you pop on. Ann and Tiffany, how long have y'all known each other?
Oh, over 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 20 years. Okay. Donna's here. Hi, Donna. She says hello. Okay, and so did y'all meet in the crafting industry?
Yes.
Of course, yes, we did.
Like at a conference or
It was
I submitted something to one
Yeah.
of their publications at the time.
okay, and was that like a TV show?
So if that's the case, Ann, if that's where we first met, actually that was longer than 20 years ago. So my mom is Aline from Aline's Tacky Glue, and we were working on a project called Aline's Big Book of Crafts. So that goes back farther than 20 years because
Yeah.
I left Aline's TV show 25 years ago. So my last I produced and hosted it for 6 years, and I left in 1999. Oh my gosh, where's time gone?
I know. Okay, and so that was a TV show called what?
Aline's Creative Living, and so it ran for 16 years on the Learning Channel, Lifetime, and TNN, which was the Nashville network. And I produced and hosted it for those final 6 years on the Nashville network.
That is amazing. I love that.
So over 2,000 episodes of that show.
And I remember watching Carol Duvall. Did y'all work with her at all?
So we were on before her.
Okay.
And so she was on a different network than we were. But yes, that was the prime time for crafting. There was a lot of publications, a lot of TV shows.
It was so fun, and we're missing that.
Yes,
we are.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to introduce y'all now that y'all are here. Welcome, welcome. This is Ann Butler. She has Bella Crafts Publishing, and I did put the link in the group so you guys can get on her list to get her quarterly magazine, right? Craft magazine.
Yep.
That's exciting. It's a free publication.
It is.
Right?
Free to download, full of fun projects.
I love it. I love it. And Tiffany, I was telling them too, I was like, I feel like she's a celebrity because her mom is Eileen's Craft Glue. If you've ever had tacky glue, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And so that's kind of fun too. So Tiffany says hello, and Jackie and April. Oh, that's you, Tiffany. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let Ann go first. She's going to share a project with you guys. Now, lettering is a lot of things. So they may not be lettering like you're thinking, where we do some hand lettering, but there's different kinds of lettering in the world and different type and all that kind of thing. And so I talked about earlier in my Divas and Doodles earlier, how if you look at signs when you're driving around, like Chick-fil-A, they have that cow sign that has the chicken. They're talking about the chicken, and it looks like the lettering is really funky, and it's usually spelled backwards or something. And so we were doing kind of some lettering like that today. So no matter what you guys do, we are going to enjoy it. I'm going to let Ann go first, and then Tiffany has something to share at the end. Anything before I put you on the full screen, Ann?
Nope.
All right. Sounds good.
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here. And like Christy said, I am with Bella Crafts Publishing. I am the founder of it and the publisher. So we do that free magazine 4 times a year. So make sure you sign up to receive it. It'll come right into your inbox. Currently, I'm working on the fall issue. But today I'm sharing a project. And one of my loves is foiling. So I created a download that are faith-filled bookmarks. And this, I'm going to show you how to do it this way and then the reverse. And then I'm going to show you, because you guys actually letter, I'm going to show you another way you could foil with your own hand lettering. So I'm going to switch my camera down to my workstation. And I just turned my laminator on so it would be ready. But this is what I am doing. I created, because I do not hand letter. It is beautiful. I love what Christy does, but I letter by picking different fonts on the computer, and that's what I create. So I have 2 sheets with bookmarks. These are bookmarks, but Tiffany has them, and she did a different project, so they can be enlarged. And they say, "Grace always, for I am with you. Fear not," Isaiah 41:10, John 3:16, Jesus' love, in him I am enough, following his lead, and faithfully following him. And I love to make quick projects. I like to make projects that look like they took a lot more time. And I'm going to show you some samples. Like, I think when you foil something, isn't that gorgeous? When you foil something, it instantly becomes beautiful. And it looks like it took a lot more time than it actually did. This was done right from the printer. Now, you do need a toner printer, or go to a printer and have sheets printed off. You cannot do this with an inkjet printer. It needs to be toner for the foil to adhere. But that is just beautiful. And then I do have my own line of paper that includes a black toner sheet. So you can take, once you've done this, you have the reverse, and you can put it on that black toner sheet to get a completely different look. And this is one of the bookmarks that on the back side, I use some of my toner paper to make it thicker for a bookmark. And so this is the gold sparkle. There's so many different colors. I use Deco Foil. It is the best foil I know of, and it never really fails me. And this is a silver sparkle. They have, like, I think 80 different foils. So that is it in reverse. And here's one. And this one is in reverse, but I have not yet cut it out for a bookmark. So to do this, you need a laminator. You can use any laminator. For many, many years, I used an inexpensive laminator from Walmart, and I still use it for my classes. I think I have 3 different laminators. Today I'm using the Fuse, but you don't need an expensive laminator. You can use a $30 laminator, like a Scotch or something. And then you need something printed with a toner printer or a laser printer. That's what the toner is. So that's what this is. And this only has an opening of about 6 inches. So I'm going to trim off the ends of this before I even make it into a bookmark, so it will fit inside this sheet. And Deco Foil has all sorts of beautiful foils. They usually come in rolls like this, and I think they're 12 inches. You get 5 of them in a package. So you can get a lot of bookmarks from these, but they also work with Gina K and others. So there's flat sheets too. So I think I'm going to take the blue sparkle, and I like to cut it down to about the size that I'm doing. So I'm going to just cut this excess off and set this aside. Now you want to, if it's flat like this, you want to keep it flat. If you get wrinkles in it, the wrinkles will transfer onto whatever you're foiling. Now when you foil, you take the pretty side and it faces up. So just remember, pretty side up. The dull side goes against whatever you're foiling. And then for the Fuse machine, I do use a carrier sheet For my inexpensive printer, I just use copy paper. And you run this through. My inexpensive laminator is a Royal Sovereign. And I think I have had that for about 8 to 10 years. It's been a long time. So you just run this through. See, it comes out the other end. A laminator, you do it with a hot laminator. My Royal Sovereign has a hot and cold setting, but you do this with the hot setting. Then you pull this out. And this sheet is a little warm to the touch. And then here comes the magic, and which is why I love foiling. Oops, let me turn it this way. Is that not beautiful? It is just so quick and easy. You can do this for cards, bookmarks. I've even done it on fabric. Foiling, like I said in the beginning, is one of my favorite things to do. But it just turns out so beautiful. And then I would cut this into a bookmark shape. I do actually have a die that is a bookmark, but you could just cut it straight and trim off the ends like on a tag and put a hole punch in there. You don't need a die that is a bookmark shape. You can do whatever you want with it. And then this is what's left. So it takes away any place that the toner ink is, the black ink. It removes the foil from that, and it leaves all of this negative. Now, I like to use up every little bit of this foil. So I actually have a line of black toner sheets. These are 6 by 6. And if you use these, I have a couple of samples here. So like these were done direct from what was printed. And then these two were done on the black toner. So you get, from one piece of foil, you can get 2 different bookmarks. And I just think it's so much fun. I love foil. So of course, with all the glitter and to make it to go farther is always a plus. Same thing here. This one is on the directly printed, and then this one is on the black toner. And all of this excess that I have foil on, let's say I'm going to die cut that out and I have this whole extra piece. I save this. I save all my bits. But you can use this. You can die cut anything with it and use it on cards or whatever you want. So none of it goes to waste. And then here's another print, which is this green one right here. So it just uses all of that up. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a piece of the black and I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller than what the foil is, because while I have found, and I'm going to cut just a smidgen off right at that end, what I have found is with a carrier sheet, if you get any of the black on the carrier sheet, it transfers onto that sheet. And I never worry about it if I'm using copy paper, but if I'm using the carrier sheet, I don't want it all full of dirty marks. So you take this, make sure you have all of that covered. And then you're going to put this right into the laminator also. I see I have a little tiny black edge right there, and I just want it all covered. I'm going to trim off just a tiny bit, just so that I don't get any of that on my carrier sheet. And again, you put the pretty side up. I put it down at the end. You always put the folded side of the carrier sheet or your copy paper into the laminator. And you just let that go. The hardest part is waiting for it to come out. So I'll pull this back so you can see it coming out the back side. And when I do use my Royal Sovereign, I have better luck if I put it through twice. Now, the fuse, it is more expensive, and it does have different settings, so you can get a little tighter grip, and I find the number 4 setting works best for me, but I only have to put it through once. So that is a benefit. So again, the reveal is the best part. Isn't that beautiful? All of that comes through, and you can see on here, it takes every bit. It didn't take that little bit because I had this cut a little bit shorter, but it just takes it all, and it's just so beautiful. Now, I wanted to share with you, if you don't want to foil and you just want to do something like this, you can actually print out on decorative cardstock. I would use, when I print it out on the white, I use 110-pound cardstock. If you're using decorative cardstock, I wouldn't use decorative paper. You would want this to be at least 80-pound, so it's thick enough. But this is cool just in the black, which this way, if you do not have a toner printer or a laser printer, you can still print out and have beautiful bookmarks with decorative cardstock. This is a decorative cardstock that I used to own a store, so I had tons that was the same paper, and I just painted over this. I added some, if you can see the sparkle, I added some glitter. And so I have several sheets of stuff that I have painted over. And you can see these are just as nice. And then I would cut out a back and I would make them double. But that is still a nice bookmark without foiling. Now, if you want to hand letter, which, like I said, I do not do, there are a couple ways through ThermoWeb that you can do that. They do have a Deco Foil pen, and this Deco Foil pen has a nib, so it would be kind of thick, but this has an adhesive inside it, and you can use this to write. So the way that I'm showing you is with the Deco Foil liquid adhesive. Now this you can cut off and have a little, a very fine line. But I actually usually always open my containers. And for this, I would use a fine brush. And as I said, I do not letter. So I'm just showing you how you can. You're not going to see this. This is white. I'm doing it on white. Let me get a piece of black paper right here, or I have a piece of khaki paper. So you can just do this. And if you're a painter or you can control this, you can do your lettering this way. And you would let this dry. Now, you want it dry until it's tacky to the touch. You would want to wash this right away, so you save your brush. But you let it dry until it's tacky to the touch. And I have one here that was just a test with the paintbrush. And for this, you do not have to put it through the laminator. You can take, and I can see this foil's been used for something, but we're going to use it anyhow, because you can use it till all of the foil is gone. But with this technique, you do not need to put it through the laminator. You come through and you burnish with your finger and you pull. So, not sure if you can, there you can see that. So you would continue that, but I do have one here that is an actual word. I have two of them. They both say love, but I always have a little tiny drawer filled with paper or excess foil. And it's good for projects like this. Like this one, I had done this with a rubber stamp. So I have all that foil left. But if you're pressing and pulling, you can use up all of that extra, because let's face it, supplies, they're expensive. And you want to get the most out of your supplies that you can get. I'm hoping that these have been dried long enough. It's just coming off there lightly, but you just keep repeating that, rubbing and burnishing until you have the entire word covered. Like I said, my lettering is not beautiful by any means, but if you want something personal and you hand letter, this is a great way to bring it up just a notch. So there's that. This one is, and you can tell if it's done, it should be a little bit tacky. So this one I'm going to use another color. And you can take, if you want, you can take and rub if you wanted. I always find I use my fingers for most things. And see, so this one I did, and I made it very flat. This one, it was more raised, so then it just worked out better. But you could also take the negative and put it on black toner paper to have that negative show up. You can also go into any areas that you want and add more until it's totally covered. But that's just another way you can use this technique if you wanted to do your own hand lettering. And you can get the Deco Foil liquid adhesive or the pens, whichever one you want. I find it's easier even without the brush. If that is cut real fine, you can still go in and write with that. And this would be great for kids to do too. So that is my demo. I'm going to bring my camera back up.
Oh, it was so fun. Man, your glittery stuff. Woo! It's so pretty.
Isn't it?
It just, yeah, it was just shimmering all over the place.
Good.
Especially those reverse tags.
Oh,
Wow, those are
they're
so cool.
so beautiful and so fun to do.
Now it's
Right?
been years ago. So maybe no one that's here today or who's watching the replay has seen me do the Deco foil with the pen. I have done it before, and so I need to pull that back out again and get my foils back out. But
Yeah.
but I want to make sure that we have everything that if they wanted to make exactly what you did, I have the links here. I have, first of all, I did put the Bella Crafts Publishing link for them to be able to get your magazine. And then the black toner paper, they need that. And then you have, if they want your letters, your graphics, you've got that listed here too. Those are some cool sayings. I love those. And
Yeah.
then the Deco foil, because they'll need the foil too. And I got that, put that link up here. So those are the 3 links, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, if y'all have any questions, let us know. This is what Jackie said, add to cart.
Thank
Add
you.
to cart. Yeah, and they said that's so cool. So, and I do like the pen too. Tammy, I want to try that. Well, I'm going to bring up Tiffany. Do you and Tiffany need to be on the screen together?
Nope.
Okay, and then at the end, I'll just bring us all up and we'll see if there's any questions.
Perfect.
Sound good? Okay.
Yep.
Hey everyone, I am Tiffany with Cool to Craft, and Ann and I are here together today because we actually do a pajama party live on Wednesday nights. So we co-host Cool to Craft together. I am not a letterer either. I do not do lettering, but I will. I'm not going to say I am one today, but I can't wait to dig in more to what you have all learned, and I want to do pen lettering. So as we had the challenge to come up with a project today, Anne shared with me what she just did on her bookmarks, the beautiful lettering that she did that you can actually download from her Etsy shop. And I thought, well, what do I want to do? So in this last year, I bought an X-Tool laser cutter. And because at the time, my niece actually had a store. So I was doing designs with laser etching on cutting boards. She has since closed up that shop, but I'm still using my X-Tool. And actually, I saw April here in the comments, and I think she joined us last Wednesday night. And this is actually the giveaway that she won. So I also laser etch onto leather. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could take Anne's designs and do something with my laser cutter? And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? She's doing bookmarks. So I did a project recently, which is Cyanotype. I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's a part A and a part B, and you mix them together and you can make these really cool prints. And so what I did is I'm going to switch cameras here and show you what I did on my, and I may have to adjust a little bit. So I cut this out, and you have, the little pieces that would have been cut out here. And what happens with cyanotype is you put it out in the sun. So I put this out in the sun, you put the mixture on and you let it dry, and it's all kind of a yellow color. But when you put it out and you expose it to the sun, what was on the paper turns to dark blue. So here's what I was thinking. What you can do is you could do your lettering on a clear translucent sheet in black, and you could lay that translucent sheet down on your cyanotype paper, and you can make prints of your work. So of course, because I cut those out, then I also had the reverse. So I took those and I put them on another piece and leave it in the sun. It's only about 5 minutes. And I created both of these prints. So that's how easy it is to do lettering with cyanotype. And, you could also do this with other letters. There are foam letters from the craft store. But I love the idea, and you'll have to tell me how it works, to actually do your lettering on a translucent piece of transparency paper, and you do the cyanotype, which I mentioned is a liquid, and it comes out kind of a bright yellow, and you let it dry in a dark room. Then you set it outside in the sun, and this is what you get. So that is my very quick share with you today. And I'm going to come back on camera, and we will bring Christy and Ann back on, and we can give you
yes. That's so, you gave us a lot of ideas today to use for lettering.
Yes.
I know. I want to try all the crafts. I want to try all the things. Well, just seeing you share that, what is it called?
Cyanotype.
Cyanotype, because you did a really cool project a few weeks ago with that.
I did.
Yeah,
so
that was neat.
Basically, what people normally do with this is they pull weeds and flowers from their yard, and you lay that onto the paper, and then you press the paper down. Some people put it between glass and a frame. I put it in a baking dish, and so it flattens everything, and then you get these beautiful floral prints. So I decided to do my lettering that way.
Well, and I feel like today we got a taste of both of your creativity. So they've got to follow you. Definitely have to follow you. And then on Wednesday nights, they've got to start coming to the pajama party.
So let me share the link, because we are live at 9 p.m. Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night. Ann and I share projects. We also have special guests like Christy come on. And what you can do is you actually can come on live with us. So if you have a project that you're working on, we would love to see the lettering that you do. We bring you in to, just like we in StreamYard, and you get to share your projects live with us. And it's really fun. And we are on YouTube and Facebook. So I put the link to YouTube. And
Oh, I didn't see it. I think
I added it to the chat.
Okay. I'll grab it. So is it two links, two different ones?
So it should be just one. We may have
put it in the private chat.
Oh,
I'll put it in the regular chat.
There you go. There are two in the private chat. That would have been me.
There we go. Okay, so that's
see that. Donna said it would be great to make the bookmarks for Sunday school. Yes, I make them for. I have a lot of grandkids, so I make something for all my grandkids.
And somebody else said something about it would be a cute gift to give with a book and Bible highlighters.
Yes.
So that'd be cute. Christmas gift too. And it's time to start thinking about that, you know?
I know.
Well, thank y'all for coming on. What a fun little and okay, I have a question, Ann. I have everything you did is pretty foreign to me, except I've done the lettering with the foil on it. But as far as if you have a laminator, is a carry sheet something you can buy for that? Like I've never used something like that.
So like the Royal Sovereign or the Scotch laminator?
Well, I just have a regular old laminator, and you mentioned that I could use
I use just copy paper. Like on my old laminator, I use copy paper, and I have for years. I fold it in half. So it has to be as big as whatever you're laminating. So it needs to be a little bit bigger. And you always put the folded side in first, because if you put the open side in, it can jam.
I see.
Yeah.
But I've never tried anything. My dad gave it to me recently, and I've never tried anything except laminating one thing. And so I'm like, oh, maybe I could try this.
Regular copy paper, or some people use parchment paper. It's a little bit thinner.
Okay.
But I've not had any problem with copy paper.
Very cool. Amazing. Well, tell us one more thing about each of you that we don't know. I'll tell y'all something. Well, they all know this. I'm obsessed with my dogs. I love my weenie dogs. What is something that we don't know about you?
Okay. He knows almost everything about me. You go ahead, Ann. I'll think of something.
I did say I have lots of grandchildren. I have 17. Soon to be 18 in February, grandchildren.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, and you guys don't know that. Everybody else knows that because I talk about my grandkids all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's exciting.
I do try to craft with them all.
I love that. What do they love? What's their favorite thing to do?
Foiling or sewing. Sewing is a second. Yes.
What is that?
I had 5 kids, and I taught all of my children, even the boys, how to sew by sewing machine, or even by hand, so that they would know how to sew a button on or something. But I would say almost all of them love. Well, the boys like paint pouring.
Oh, that's fun too.
Yeah. because they can get messy.
Yeah.
And you always have good results.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tiffany, do you think of something?
Sure. So most everyone knows my mom is Aline from Aline's Tacky Glue. So I grew up in crafts. I have 1,000 craft stories, but maybe people don't know that my other passion is natural wellness. Love to teach. I was teaching Wellness Wednesday classes when I moved to Tennessee, focusing on crafts right now, but definitely have a love of natural wellness.
I didn't know that. See, I learned something today too. Did y'all both know that I love weenie dogs?
Yes.
Wow, I did not know that.
Ann knew that. Well, I really appreciate y'all coming on, and I loved. It was refreshing to see your Christian quotes. You know, we love the three of us. We shared the love of Jesus, so I'd love to have. I was so excited to have you come on. But thank you for being here, and y'all are welcome back anytime.
Thank you for inviting us. It's been great.
Right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.